Hello, so in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to code a very basic website. This here is for beginners. In the first video, I'm going to be showing you how to code in a basic HTML page. So we're not making the page look pretty, we're simply going to be putting content into a logical order. So let's make a start here. So first of all, I like to show you some basic stuff here. So I'm assuming here you're on a Windows computer. If you're on a Mac, you can use alternate programs. I'll be using Notepad++. You can use TextMate on the Mac. So let's make a new folder here. So I'm just going to right click. I'm just going to be doing this on my desktop. You should be doing this in the agreed location your teacher says. So right click folder, make a new folder, and I'm going to call this one here my website. All right. So let's go into my website and its folder is empty at the moment. I'm going to right click and make a few folders. So new folder, and this first one is going to be called images. And I'm also going to have some other ones later on, but we'll have images for the first of all. All right, so I'm just going to minimize this now, and I'm going to open up Notepad++. So Notepad++ allows you to code in HTML. It doesn't show you visually how the site looks. What I like to do though is I like to have half screen the code view and then open up a web browser and then have the site on here too. All right, so let's think of HTML as being like a school. All right, so we need to know the name of the school, don't we? So we know that the people going to the school know what the school's identified as. So let's type in the first bit of code. So this one here is called a doc type. Now this one needs to be in caps, so doc type, and then HTML. This tells a web browser, I'm just going to increase the size so you can see this. This thing here tells a web browser that the code I'm about to show you is HTML5 and I'm going to website. Since we put our first line of code in, let's save our first page. So I'm going to go to File, Save As, and I'm going to navigate to my desktop and I'm going to go to my website. And you've got to pay attention to this one here. So I'm going to select all this. So on Windows, make sure that you have file extensions visible. All right, so index.html and keep it as saved as type as text file, but make sure that this must be all selected for the file name and HTML. Save. All right, let's open up the page on our web browser and see what happens. So I'm going to open up my my Explorer window here, my File Explorer window, and I'm just going to simply drag and drop my index.html file into the web browser. All right, just going to minimize this now. So here you see nothing's there. Let's start off by going back to the page now, onto the editor, and we're going to do our first things, right? So I'm going to type in the opening of the gates of the school, and we're going to close the school gate. So we type in here HTML, right? So that is open, and then we press return and we close the school gates. So anytime you create any code in HTML, you need to open it or close it. Some tags in HTML, a tag is a bit of code. Sometimes you can have it open on its own and it closes by itself. But we'll show later on what that is. So that is the opening of the school gate. I'm going to press enter here, so line 3, and I'm going to press tab to tab in. So let's think now of these tags I'm about to show is a part of a body, like someone's body. So we have our head. Open the head, press enter, and we close our head like this. Then we also have the body. So we have our head, body, and we close our body. Cool. All right. Now, let's go into body and we put our first hello world in, shall we? So on line 6, we press tab because it's inside body, and we type in here, hello world. All right, I love to do hello world at the start. Press Control S, or on the Mac, press Command S. So we go over to our web browser now and let's refresh. It's not doing it. Press F5. There we go. So here, it must be because my recorder window is open. Hello world is there. So that is hello world there. All right, so we're right into here the content of things, right? The head area here is responsible for telling the web browser certain things, right? Such as the title of the website. So let's do this now. So we press enter to go into head, tab in, and let's put in title. So it's the title of the web page. So the title tag, this title tag here, title, that's better. The title is responsible for in the tab area of your web browser. See how it says it's index.html at the moment. And here, for example, Compass at the moment has login. So Compass there is showing that information there, right? That text. So let's do this now. My site is going to be, let's say, a place that does ice cream. So gelato, okay? All right, so I'm going to say this, press Control S. Let's go back to the web browser over here. Let's refresh this by pressing F5. And we see here now in this tab that it is called Gelato. That is what that tag here is responsible for. So we've opened it up and we've closed it. This here is the closing bit here. You can see here that's closing it. That's closing the head. Okay, so now that we've done that, we need to go into actually creating more of the content of our web page. So I'm going to make it line 7, and let's start off by creating a div. A div is a thing that divides a code in a web page. We'll use this later on. I like to put a div in first of all. So we have here div, div, and we go down below hello world and we close the div. And now that we have it inside a div, we need to have hello world tabbed in. So we tab it in. All right. So we also are going to name this div. So we're going to give it a unique name. And I like to have here ID equals open talking brackets, close talking brackets, and we go back one. And I'm going to call this one here a wrapper. So like wrapping as a gift. All right. So, so we have here this code here. Let's save this and let's see what we've got so far. F5. Nothing's really changed, but this here is the construction of the web page itself, right? The construction of making things into a logical order. All right, so one thing our page is missing, and that is going to be our header. All right, so that is like in a magazine, you have the masthead of the top of the front page. It's called a header. So I'm going to put in header like this, and hello world is going to be just in our header there. I like to wrap this hello world in with a H1 tag, that is heading 1. So we have here like the main heading is heading 1. And we've also got heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, heading 6, and they go down in a logical order in terms of priority on a web page. So more about that later on though, but that's it there. So I'm going to press Control S now and let's see how our page is going. Press F5 and now this is actually going into bold and a little bit bigger. So let's get out of header and we're going to make the main menu for our web page. So let's open up a new tag called menu and we close it. And so we close it here, menu, like this. And we go up and we go into our menu code and we type in here li for a new menu item, and we're going to call this one here home, and we close it. We're going to add more things in there later on, but I like to just show the construction of this page. And we have ally, and we can have here, let's say, products. And close it. So we open again, ally, and we have here contact. So it's just a basic little web page, little website. So I'll come back and I'll show you what the different bits of extra bit of code we put in there. I just want to show you here the main construction of this page. So we go out of menu and we type in here main. So this is where the main information is going to be for our web page. So the main chunk of content. And we tab in. All right, so we have here, so this here is the main content of our site. So this here is, I'll just put in here, this is where my information goes. Okay, and outside of main, we're going to do the next thing, which is we're going to have a thing called a side, and we close the side as well. So a side is, like on the right hand side of a lot of websites, you've got other ads and other things you can go to. Like it's like a bit of a secondary set of navigation. So this is here is not as important information. All right. And after this, so the final thing I want to show you right now is going to be the footer. So we open footer and we close the footer. So the footer is where sometimes we have extra bit of navigation at the bottom, such as like a site map or more information about the business itself. So this here is going to be more information such as bottom navigation. All right, so let's save this and we're going to view our site. So you see nothing's really forming that much structure in it. Later on, we'll add a code called CSS, and that provides us with a site that looks a little bit more pretty. I'll stop this one now, and I'll record another one for you, which puts in a bit more stuff like content and things. Thank you. Bye.